Alright, so this is the new POCO F6 5G. It is a successor to the popular POCO F5. This phone has three variants. First is 8GB RAM and 256GB storage variant, which costs Rs 29,999. Then we have the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage, which costs Rs 31,999. And if you want the other variant, that is 12GB RAM and 512GB storage, you'll have to pay Rs 33,999. It has two color options, black and titanium, but the black color in my opinion looks better than the titanium version. Now let's compare this phone to the other phones in this price segment. I'm going to compare it with the iQOO Neo 9 Pro 5G, which has a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. And the POCO F6 5G has a Snapdragon 8S Gen 3 processor with a 4nm chip. On comparing these two processors, you will notice that on paper there is no difference. But the thing is that the 8S Gen 3 is better for AI related tasks rather than for gaming. So if gaming is your priority, you should go for the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 or the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 instead. And these are the Antutu benchmark scores for the POCO F6 5G. One thing I don't like about this phone is the design. The camera sensors are too big. POCO is written at the wrong location. It should have been here instead. The body is plastic and the phone does not have that premium look and feel. But it is IP64 rated, which means that it is water and dust resistant. Talking about the sound quality, the POCO F6 5G has a stereo speaker setup and they are really loud and clear. Now let's talk about the cameras. The POCO F6 has two rear cameras, a 50 megapixel main camera and a 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. The front facing camera is of 20 megapixels. The rear camera supports 4K video recording and the front camera supports 180p video recording at 30 fps. The camera is just fine, good enough for the price. The images have high contrast but are not that bright when you compare it with the Realme GT60. In low light conditions, the camera performance is pretty average, but the color accuracy and the dynamic range is really good. Color accuracy is like making sure the colors on your screen match the colors in real life as closely as possible. The POCO F6 5G runs on HyperOS, which is based on Android 14. POCO has promised 3 years of major software updates and 4 years of security updates. But it does come with a lot of pre-installed bloatware. It has a 5000 mAh battery. It has a higher power consumption than the Realme GT60. The charging capacity is also not as good as the Realme GT60. But still, it's a 90 watt charging support and a 120 watt charger is provided in the box. It has a 6.67 inch AMOLED display with 2400 nits of peak brightness. It has a screen to body ratio of 94% and the bezels are really thin. It has a variable refresh rate that goes up to 120 Hz and the pixel density is about 446 ppi. The phone is very lightweight, it is just 179 grams. Overall, the POCO F6 5G is a really good phone. The plus points are for camera, display and the sound quality. The negative points are for battery life, software and the design. Now it's up to you to decide if you like this phone or not. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.